Icon series.
Children, good morning. In previous episode, we have discussed the second lesson, that is life of animals. So in that chapter, we have discussed the different types of animals and how many types of animals are there based upon their food habits. And we also discussed the types of animals that are herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and insectivores, and also examples for those type of animals. Now, in this episode, we are going to discuss the third lesson, that is human body. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss about different systems of our human body and what actions and what are the functions of each system in our body. So, children, so let us going into the topic. So, children, have you ever seen any machine? So, machine means in our houses there are so many machines. So every house will have so many machines like a grinder. We will use some machines like a grinder, mixie, and air conditioner, refrigerator, computer. Children, all these are examples for machines. So do you know how these machines work? So how this grinder works, and how a mixie work, how a refrigerator, how a air conditioner work. So do you know how they work? So all machines works with the help of their parts present in them. So what are the parts a machine contains? So a machine contains generally a rotating wheels and shafts like iron rods, shafts, and some tubes, pipes, and some wires. So all the parts of these machines will help the machine to perform its activity very correct. So that means, so by the parts of the machine is helpful the machine to for its proper function. So children, if you take an example for machine like a computer, so computer is also an example for machine. So in all houses generally there will be computer. We will daily use computers, laptops in our houses. So it is also an example for machine. So do you know what are the parts present in the machine? So what are the various parts of the computer? So can you say what are the parts? The computer has a monitor, keyboard. So generally computer has a keyboard. So and another one is a mouse. And the important part of the computer is CPU. So children, so these are the various parts of the machine computer. And the computer will work properly with the help of all these parts. So all these parts coordinate each other and they will work properly and helps the computer to work properly. So all the parts of the computer coordinate each other and helps the computer to function it very regularly and properly. So if any part of the computer is spoiled, then the computer stops working. So not only computer, every machine has different parts and all these parts should coordinate and all these parts helps the machine to work it properly. If any part of the machine will fail, then the machine will work, stops working. So children, in this way, our human body is also an example for good machine. So our human body is a wonderful machine. It also contains different parts, various parts and various systems. And all these parts coordinate each other and all these parts work properly and help our human body and they help them to carry out our regular activities. So if any one of the part of our body fails, then we cannot work or we cannot perform our activities properly. So for example, so what are the various parts of our body? So we have various parts and various systems and each system has some parts. So those parts will help that system to function it properly. For example, we will eat daily food and there is a system in our body to digest the eaten food. So that is we have the stomach and intestines. So there is a digestive system in our human body. So the function of the digestive system is it will digest our food. So in the same way, we will breathe oxygen, we will breathe air. So, and there is a system for the breathing, that is the respiratory system. And also we have different parts, eyes. With the help of eyes, we are able to observe different things and various things in our surroundings. And we have ears. With the help of ears, we are able to hearing different types of sounds. And with the help of nose, we are able to we are able to sensing, or we are able to smelling different types of smells. And with the help of our mouth or tongue, we are able to tasting different types of tastes. And all these, so all these parts will carry out their functions and helpful to our body to perform our activities regularly and properly. So in this way, our body is also a wonderful machine. It contains various parts and each part has its own function. Like eyes, with eyes we are able to see. With our nose we are able to smell. With our tongue we are able to smell. And with our ears we are able to hear different sounds. And also there is a digestive system, that is there is our stomach. What is the function of our stomach? It will digest the food we eat. And there are also present lungs in our body. So what is the function of the lungs? So the lungs will take place in proper breathing and in the breathing of our oxygen. So in this way, our body contains various parts. Each part has its own function, and all these parts will coordinate each other and helpful to our body to carry out our daily activities like seeing, breathing, smelling, tasting and walking. So the legs are used for walking, jumping, running, and we will do some various type of activities with our hands. We will write with our hands and we will play games with our hands and legs. So in this way, our body is a wonderful machine and it has various parts, and all these parts will help our body to perform our daily life activities in proper way. Children, so let us discuss in detail what are the various systems present in our human body. We will discuss now what are the various systems and what are the parts of each system and what are the functions of each system in our topic. So let us see what are the various systems. So our body has different types of systems and each system carry out its own function and helpful to our body to carry out our regular activities. Let us see what are the various types of systems, that are the different systems in our body. So the systems. So what are the systems present in our body? So generally, children, there are 8 types of systems present in our body. So the first system is nervous system. That is, so the first system is nervous system. And the second one is skeletal system. Skeletal system. And the third one is muscular system. Muscular system. And the fourth one is circulatory system. Circulatory system. And the fifth one is digestive system. Fifth one is digestive system. And sixth one is breathing system. That is, it is also called as respiratory system. So breathing system or respiratory system. And the seventh one is reproductive system. Reproductive system. And the last 8th one is excretory system. Excretory system. So children, these are the various systems present in our body. So these are the various systems. So what is the first one? Nervous system. And the second one is skeletal system. And what is the third one? Muscular system. What is the fourth one? Circulatory system. And fifth one is digestive system. And sixth one is breathing system. Seventh is reproductive system and excretory system. So these are the various systems present in our body, and each system has some important organs, and all these organs will coordinate each other to function the system properly. So each system has some important organs in them. So those organs will carry out their functions properly and help that system to function it properly. So now let us discuss in detail about each system. So let us discuss detail about each system and what are the functions of the each system and what are the parts present in each system. So now first we will discuss what is a nervous system, what are the various parts present in nervous system, and what are the functions of the nervous system. So let us discuss the first one, nervous system. Nervous system. The first system in our body is nervous system. So children, it is one of the important system in our human body among all 8 systems. So what is a nervous system? Children, daily we will perform different types of actions. That means different types of activities like running, walking, jumping, and also we will write with our hand, that is writing, and we will speak daily, it is speaking, and learning. So writing, speaking, learning, and memorizing. So memorizing. So children, so we will perform different types of actions and various type of activities in our daily life. So all these activities, that means all these actions like writing, speaking, learning, memorizing, and also thinking, and walking, jumping, running, all these activities and all these actions will be controlled by nervous system. Each and every action of human body will be under control of this nervous system. So this nervous system controls every action. It is every activity of our human body. Now let us see what are the main parts present in nervous system. So what are the main parts present in nervous system? So the first one is brain, and second part in the nervous system is spinal cord, and third one is nerves, are nothing but they are also called as neurons. So children, these are the main 3 parts present in nervous system. So what is the first one? Brain. What is the second one? Spinal cord. And what is the third one? Nerves. So these 3 parts will constitute the nervous system. And brain is the one of the important part. So brain is the important organ of the nervous system. So what will brain do? So have you ever seen human body? Have you ever seen the picture of human body, children? So human body will be divided into 2 parts. So have you ever eaten a walnut? So our brain looks like a walnut. And our human body will be divided into 2 parts, that is left part and right part. And the left part of our brain controls the parts of which are present on right side of our body. And the right side part of the brain controls the left parts of our body. So brain will divide into 2 parts. That means the brain will be divided into 2 hemispheres, that is left hemisphere and right hemisphere. The left part of the brain controls right parts of our body, and the right part of our brain controls the left part of our body, left parts of our body. And also this brain receives information from all the sense organs. Children, what are the sense organs? You have learnt in the previous classes about sense organs and what are the functions of the sense organs. And also we will again discuss in this chapter also about sense organs. So we will discuss in detail in that part. So do you know what are the sense organs? Eyes. So what are eyes? These are eyes. and ears, nose, and tongue, and skin. So these are the sense organs, 5 sense organs. These sense organs receives the information about various things present in our surroundings. For example, eyes receives the information about the size of the objects and the color of the objects, the shape of the objects. And also, what does our ears do? Our ears receives different types of various types of sounds produced in our surroundings, like the sounds produced by animals and the sounds produced by animals, vehicles. All these sounds will be received by the ear. And what does our nose do? Our nose will take different types of smells. And our teeth also tastes different types of tastes, sweet taste, sour taste, and bitter taste, salty taste. All these tastes will be tasted by our tongue. So in this way, the 5 sense organs receives information about various things and various objects present in our surroundings. And this information will be sent to the brain through the nerves. So all these sense organs receives the information and send this information to the brain through the nerves. And the brain receives the information from the sense organs and again resend the information to the sense organs. Then only we are able to see, and we are able to hear, and we are able to taste, we are able to smell. So here brain receives the information from various parts of our body through the spinal cord. So here the spinal cord receives the information from various parts of our body, and these spinal cords send that information to the brain. And the brain analyzes the information, again resend it to the parts through the nerves. So then only we are able to smell, we are able to hear, we are able to speak, we are able to see. So that's why, brain receives the information. So children, that's why brain is the important part of the nervous system. So next, children, so what is spinal cord? Is here the spinal cord. So where will it be? Children, where the spinal cord lies in our human body? So the spinal cord present at the back side of our body. So have you ever seen the picture of spinal cord? So just like it will present in the S shape. So it is in S shape, and the size of the spinal cord is the size of the finger. So the finger size, the spinal cord will be in the size of the finger, and it will lies in the vertebral column. So children, it receives the information from various parts of the body and send that information to the brain. So these nerves helps in sending the information from the various parts of the body to the brain. So children, this is the nervous system. So because of this nervous system, we are able to move. So our every body movement will be controlled by nervous system. And this nervous system also balances our body position. While we are walking, while we are running, while we are jumping, we are in the balanced position because of this nervous system, especially because of the brain. So because of this brain, we are not fell down and we are not lean to a side. We are in a balanced condition while walking, running and jumping. So these are the various parts of the nervous system and various functions of the nervous system. So children, we will do some actions with our knowing. That means with our conscious. For example, we will write with our conscious. We will do any work with our hands or legs with our conscious. So those are called, those actions which are carried out with our conscious is called voluntary actions. Voluntary actions. So voluntary actions means, the actions performed by our body with our consciousness. So those are called voluntary actions. So children, some actions will not be in our conscious. That means some actions in our human body will not under control and we will does not sense and those are carried out without our consciousness. For example, so those actions are called involuntary actions. Involuntary actions. So children, so do you say example for involuntary actions? That means those actions which are not under our consciousness. That means those actions which are carried out without knowing. For example, blinking of eyes. Blinking of eyes. The children, blinking of eyes and heart beating. Children, heart will continue its beating while we are in sleeping also. When we are sleeping, the heart will continue its functioning. It will continue its beating. So it is not in our consciousness. And circulation, blood circulation. So blood circulation, heart beating, all these are some examples for involuntary actions which are done without our consciousness. Next, the spinal cord will control some actions. The spinal cord will control some actions. Those actions are called reflex actions. Reflex actions. So what are reflex actions? Children, so we will do some actions without knowing. That means we will do with immediate action. For example, so if anyone bring a pin or any object near to our eyes, immediately, without our conscious, immediately our eyes will blink. And also, if any mosquito or if our hands are touched to a hot object, so suddenly if our hands or legs are touched to hot objects, immediately we will draw our hands, we will drawn our hands or legs. So this type of actions are called reflex actions. If any mosquito falls on our skin and it will start sucking, and we can immediately shake our hand. So all these actions will be carried with immediate response without our consciousness. So these are called reflex actions or sudden actions. These are controlled by spinal cord. So children, this is about nervous system. That's why this nervous system is called a communication system in our body. Because there will be communication between our various body parts and the brain. So there will be communication between brain and body parts, and the brain will receive the information from the body parts, and again brain resends the information to the body parts. That's why this nervous system is called the communication system in our body. So this is about the first system, nervous system. Now go to the second system, that is skeletal system. Now let us discuss about the second system. What is the second system? Skeletal system. So skeletal system. Skeletal system. So this is the second system in our body. Children, what is the skeletal system? So our body has so many bones. Our body has so many bones having different shapes and different sizes. So our body has so many bones which are present in different shapes and different sizes. And all these bones are joined with each other in various ways. That means all these bones will be joined together with different joints. And all these bones joined together and make a frame-like structure. So all the various bones of different shapes and different sizes will join together and form a frame-like structure. This frame-like structure or this framework of bones is called skeletal system. Children, so this frame-like structure or the framework formed by the bones is called skeletal system. So this framework, especially this skeletal system, gives our body a shape, because so we are in a particular position. All the human beings will get a fixed shape because of this skeletal system. So this skeletal system gives our body a shape. So it will give shape to our body, and this skeletal system gives support to our body. So its skeletal system gives support and shape to our body. If there is no skeletal system and if there are no bones, children, so how can we like, so do you imagine it? So if there are no bones in our body, we cannot even stand, we cannot even sit, and we cannot even write, jumping, running, we cannot perform any action if there are no bones in our body. So that's why the skeletal system gives shape to our body and gives support to our body. And children, nearly, so do you expect how many bones our body contains? So anybody can say, so our body nearly contains 206 bones. So how many bones? So children, so there will be nearly 206 bones are present in our body, and these bones are joined with each other in various ways. So because of these joints, we are able to perform different actions. We are able to walk, and we are able to run, we are able to jump, and we are able to write, we are able to speak, we are able to chewing the food. So because all these are because of the joints. See, if there are no joints in our body, because there are no joints between the bones, and if there is only single bones, then how can we cannot perform any action. We cannot bend our hands, we cannot bend our legs, we cannot move our head. All these are fixed, and even we cannot do anything. That means we cannot write, we cannot jump, we cannot run, we cannot move our head to either side to side. So that's why these joints of these bones will helpful to our body to perform various type of actions. So children, so this is about the skeletal system. So mainly the bones gives shape and support to our body. So because of these bones present in our body and because of the skeletal system, we are able to perform different types of actions. And the soft ligaments will be attached. That means the soft muscles will be attached to the bones at their joints. Those are called ligaments. So ligaments means a soft muscles that are attached to the bones at the joints of the bones are called ligaments. So because of these ligaments, we are able to perform different type of actions, and we are able to fold our body parts. We are able to fold our hands, legs. We are able to move our neck. So this is about the skeletal system. And now go to the third system in our body. So what is the third system in our body? The third system is muscular system. The third system is muscular system. So children, muscular system, the name itself contains muscular means muscles. So our body is made up of so many muscles. So majority of our body is made up of bones. And what does our body contains along with the muscles? Along with the muscles, our body has bones and blood. So mainly our body constitutes flesh. That means muscles, blood and bones. And most of our body, it means majority of our body is made up of various type of muscles. And these muscles will contract and expand each other, and because of these expansions and contractions of the muscles, we are able to perform different types of actions. So what does the muscles do? The muscles will contract. Contracts means the muscles will come close to each other, and that is called contracts. And also the muscles will expand. So expansion means they extend, they elongate, and they move forward. So this is called expands. So muscles will contract and expand. Because of these contractions and expansions of the muscles, we are doing and we are able to perform various type of actions like walking, running, jumping, and also eating. chewing the food, and also smiling. So children, even we are able to smile with the help of the muscles, with the help of the contractions and expansions of the muscles. And we are also able to chew the food. So while we are eating food in our mouth, we will chew the food. So we can able to chew the food because of the muscles present in our mouth. So that's why these muscles help us to exhibit, to perform various type of activities like smiling, chewing the food, walking, running, jumping, writing, speaking. So all these are performed with the help of these muscles. And generally, the muscles works in pairs. So children, muscles works in pairs. That means generally two muscles are present at the each joint of the bones. So how many muscles? So generally two muscles will be attached at each joint of the bone. That's why muscles works in pair. So the two muscles which are attached at each joint of the bone, they will contract and expand. So at the joint of the bone, we are folding that body part. So while folding our body parts and while unfolding and folding, the muscles present at the joint will contract and expand. So look at an example how the muscles works in pair and how the muscles expands and contracts. So let us take an example, then we will get an understanding how the muscles work in pair. So children, so see a small example, how does the muscles works in pair. So here, so children, what is this part is called? So what is this part, body part? This is called arm. And where does the joint present in the arm? So children, there is a joint in the arm. So this is a joint. So because of this joint, we are able to folding our arm and we will unfold our arm. So if there is no joint, then we cannot fold our arm and it will be in a straight position at always. So that's why at this joint, there will be two muscles present. So the front part, the front muscle of our arm, that means this muscle is called biceps muscle. So children, if you take arm, so at the joint of the arm, there will be present two muscles and the muscles which are present at the front. So the front muscles of the arm are called biceps muscles. Biceps muscle. So these are called biceps muscles. So children, this is our arm and this is joint and at this joint two muscles will be there. So the muscles which are present at the front. So this is the front of the arm and this front muscle of the arm is called biceps. And next, this muscle is called triceps. So this the muscle which are present at the back of the arm. So at back of the arm is called triceps muscle. So biceps muscle and triceps muscle. So children, so there will be two muscles in our arm. So the front muscle is called biceps muscle and the back muscle is called triceps muscle. And this biceps muscle and triceps muscle will contract and expand when we are folding our arm. We are able to fold our arm because of the expansion and contraction of these biceps and triceps muscle. So if we fold our arm, that means if you bend our arm, then you will observe a bulge in the muscles. So these muscles are called biceps muscle. So why the muscles bulge? So here the muscles are contracted. That's why when we fold our arm, the biceps muscles will contract and the triceps muscles will expand. And again, if we unfold our arm, again the biceps muscles will expand and the triceps muscles will contract. So children, do you understand how the muscles work in pair? So generally, two muscles are attached at each joint of the bone. So that means there will be a pair of muscle at each joint of the bone and the muscles at each joint will contract and expand. Because of these contractions and expansions of the muscle, we are able to folding our legs and arms. So children, so this is about muscular system. So because of this muscular system, we are able to do different types of actions. Running, walking, jumping, speaking, and also chewing the food and the smiling. All these are possible because of the muscles, and we also do various type of actions with the help of our muscles. That means lifting objects, moving the objects with our hands, pushing, pulling. All these are possible because of the muscles. So this is about muscular system. Now go to the next system. So children, what is the next system? So the next system is that is the fourth system, and the fourth system is circulatory system. Circulatory system. So children, what is circulatory system? So what are the main parts present in circulatory system? The main parts present in circulatory system are heart and blood vessels. So the main parts in the circulatory system are heart and blood. Children, so what is heart? Do you ever seen the heart? Ever seen the picture of heart? So what does the heart do? And what does the blood do? What is the function of the blood? And what is the function of the heart in our circulatory system? So why the blood is present in our body? So what is the function of the blood? So children, so this circulatory system, the blood will carries the oxygen and food to every part of our body. So what does the function of the blood? So in nervous system, the blood will carry the food, that means the nutrients present in the digested food. So the food and oxygen. The food and oxygen will be carried to all the body parts of our body with the help of the blood. So that's why blood is called a carrier. It will carry the food and oxygen to every body part of the. How does the blood flows to every part of our body? How does it flows? So it flows to every part of our body because of the heart. So here, heart acts like a pump. That means it acts like a motor at pump. Children, every house has a motor. In our houses, we will have a water motor. What does it do? So if we on the motor, it will pumps the water to the tank on our terrace. So in this way, the heart acts as a pump and it will pumps the blood to every part of the body part, even to the brain also. So here, the heart will pumps the blood to every part of our body, and this blood will carries the food and oxygen to every part of our body. So if there is no food and oxygen to every body part, then it does not function. It will stop working. So every body part requires oxygen and food. Then only the body part will get energy. So if there is no energy, then the body part will stop functioning. So that's why every part of every cell in our body requires food and oxygen. Then by using that food and oxygen, they will get energy. By using that energy, the body parts will start working. So if there is no blood in our body, then food and oxygen does not supply to every part of the body, and all the body parts will stop working because of they do not have food and oxygen. So that's why here blood is very, very important carrier. And what is the color of the blood? So here the blood is present in red color. It is a red color fluid and it carries the food and oxygen. So how does it take food? Where does it take food? It takes food from the intestines. So it will absorb, the blood will absorb the nutrients present in the digested food in our small intestine. And where does it take oxygen? The blood will take oxygen from our lungs. So it will take oxygen from our lungs and it will take food from our intestine and it carries that food and oxygen to every body part. That means heart, lungs, and livers and brains, to every body part of our body then only our body parts will start functioning. So that's why circulatory system is one of the important system among all the systems. If there is no circulatory system, or if there is no heart and blood, then the man will be, and all living beings will be dead. Because there will be no food and oxygen to every body part. Immediately, the living beings or living organisms will be dead. So if the heart and blood stops functioning. So children, so this is about our circulatory system. Now, let us go to the next system, that is digestive system. So what is the next system? So the fifth one is, children, digestive system. Digestive system. So children, digestion means we will eat different types of food items during our breakfast, lunch and dinner. Especially we will eat different types of vegetables. And we will eat different types of fruits, and we will eat different types of oils and fats, and also we will eat flesh, and we will drink milk. So every day we will eat different types of food items during our breakfast, lunch and dinner. Examples: vegetables, fruits, oils, fats, milk, and also flesh, eggs. So all these food items are known as complex types of substances. That means all these substances, so all these food items are said to be in complex form. So all the food items we eat in our mouth are said to be in complex form. And our body does not absorb nutrients present in these food items if they are in complex form. So our body does not able to absorb nutrients directly from these complex form. So that's why these substances, these food items which are in complex form should be converted into or should be changed into simple form. Then only our body will able to absorb nutrients from the food items we have eaten. So children, do you understand? We will eat different types of food items. All those food items which we eat every day are in complex form. So complex form means, so our body does not absorb nutrients present in them directly because they are in complex form. Now, the complex form, the substances which are in complex form should be changed into simple form. Then only our body will absorb nutrients from the food items. So this change of food from complex form to simpler form is called digestion. So children, to understand what is digestion? So digestion means the change of food items from complex form to simpler form. So the change of food items from complex form to simpler form is called digestion. So now, what are the various parts present in digestive system? So let us see what are the various parts. So that is the first part in digestive system is mouth, and the next one is food pipe, and the third one is stomach, and fourth one is small intestine, it is intestines. So there are two types of intestines in our body. So one is a small intestine and another one is large intestine, and another part is anus. So children, these are the various parts present in our digestive system. So these are the various parts. So what are they? So mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus. So these are the various parts in our digestive system. So first we will eat our food in our mouth. So we will eat our food in our mouth. So there in our mouth we will chew the food. We will chew the food in our mouth, and there the food will mixes with a liquid called saliva. So children, so what is saliva? So it is a liquid juice which is present in our mouth. So while we are chewing the food will mixes with a liquid juice which is called saliva. So saliva is a liquid juice which is secreted by salivary glands which are present in our mouth. So children, what are those glands? Salivary glands. Where will be these glands will be present? So children, where these glands will be present? So at the bottom of our tongue. At the bottom of our tongue there will be some glands and they will secrete a liquid juice. So it does not have any color. It looks like water. They secrete that liquid, colorless liquid juice. That colorless liquid juice is called saliva. And while chewing the food, our food will mixes with saliva. And from the mouth, that means from there, the food will gradually comes into the stomach. That is the third part stomach. So in the first part mouth, we will chew the food. There the food will mixes with saliva. And from mouth, it will reach the stomach through the food pipe. So children, so this is called food pipe. And there will be two pipes, that is wind pipe and food pipes. The eaten food, that is the food which is chewed in our mouth, will be reached to our stomach through the food pipe. And when it reached the stomach, when the food reached the stomach, then there it will mixes with some digestive juices. So in stomach, the food will mixes with some digestive juices, and they are also called some digestive enzymes. So what are those called? Digestive juices. So the food which reaches the stomach will mix it with digestive juices are also called enzymes. So these are also some liquids. So which helps the food for digestion. That means they help the food to convert into simpler form. So digestion means conversion of food into simpler form. So these digestive juices or enzymes helps the food to convert into simpler form, and this process will take nearly 4 hours. So the food will remains in our stomach nearly 4 hours. So after 4 hours, the food will be changed into simpler form with the help of digestive juices and enzymes. So when the food converts into simpler form, again the food will reach to small intestine. So children, so this is where there in the small intestine, so the small intestine will absorb the nutrients from simpler form of the food. So when the food is converted into simpler form, then the small intestines are able to absorb the nutrients present in the simpler form of the food. So if the food items are not converted into simpler form, or if they are remained in the complex form, then the small intestines does not able to absorb the nutrients. That's why our stomach converts the food item into simpler form, and from the stomach it will reach to small intestine, and in small intestines, the small intestines will absorb the nutrients from the digested food, and those nutrients will be mixed with blood. So children, so that the absorbed nutrients by the small intestine will be mixed with the blood, and the blood will carry those nutrients to every body part. That's why then every body part will get so much. Next, so the remaining undigested food, that means the food items which are not converted into simpler form are called undigested food. So that undigested food will be reached to large intestine. So the food which is undigested will be sent to large intestine, and from large intestine the undigested food will come out from our body through the anus. So children, this is about digestive system and the various parts present in digestive system and function of each part in the digestive system. So this is a digestive system. So now let's go to the next system, that is the sixth system,